I'm just going to do a tarot reading for you guys. It's the general energies. And I hope you're having a good day. Just going to go through like a few decks to get, cards. The type of work I do for clients isn't really tarot. I just do this to like say hi to you guys and crazy bangs. Yeah, just a way to be kind to you guys and share my insights, and also so you can know who I am in case you want to ask me to do a healing session. I have testimonials on my website, which is listed in the box below. Looks like it's warm outside because nobody's wearing a hat. That's good. There's still some snow on the ground, but looks like it's above 0, which is cool. Oops. All right. Sometimes I don't like using this deck, but I want to use it today. Sometimes the pictures freak me out. I don't know if it's because they're like too childlike or something, but oops, that was fast. Okay. If you guys have a favorite deck, let me know in the comments. I'm curious about that. Sometime I might make it my own deck. I mean, I made one out of blank playing cards with like just like a Sharpie just for myself. But I actually can't. I moved so many times recently I can't even find that deck. But it's simple but effective. But anyway, I want to make one. I'm really into Russian religious icon painting, like from the medieval times. So, and I also have a master's degree in fine arts. So it doesn't feel like enough just to make a deck with like very crude Sharpie drawings. Like I like detail. So eventually I'll get around to doing something proper in terms of a tarot deck. But I think it's good. I just keep working with the decks and understanding the cards more, so then I know what I want to put in the picture. Maybe. Okay, oops. These guys again. Okay. Alright, just go quickly through the last few decks. Maybe there's 1 or 2 cards left on this. It's like funny energy today. It's like half communicating, half not communicating. So maybe someone's on the fence about moving forward, expressing their true feelings, going forth bravely, maybe. So, okay. I let cards be upside down if they want to. Oh my god. And sometimes I let like big wads of cards fall out too, so we'll look at those. Making a huge mess. And okay, a couple of these Ascended Masters. Alright. Well, I said a couple, and I feel like I should take 2. Unless nobody wants to. Yeah, if you guys have a question, just there's writing there. I can't read that yet because I don't have my glasses on yet, but I will look at that. But yeah, you can ask questions, and no, there's no astrological signs in my reading. This is for everybody. In case you asked that. I can't see yet if you did. Okay. Last deck. The deck I have mixed feelings about, but still good. All right, there we go. I'm gonna read what you said. Hi, what is this? This is general, but you can make it personal by asking a question if you want. Okay, I might have put my glasses too far. I need them. So first we have the blessing of Zara. Okay, this feels so formal when I look at that card. Someone's being like holding back their feelings, but having high hopes at the same time. Like I said at the beginning, like mixed feelings. All right, I'll read this thing. Let go of thought. Don't take it into your heart. You're naked, and thought is like ice. It's like mixed metaphors. Okay, use the thought to seek release from suffering and pain. All right. While thought is the cause of your suffering and pain, the realm of creation is outside the scope of thought. O foolish one, sense the opus. Oh, sorry. Okay, O foolish one, see the opus and behold the beauty. I don't like it when spiritual stuff is like calling people fools and like making you feel bad. It's not meant to be like that. Look in the direction from which the images flow. See the brook that causes the wheel to turn. Okay, I'm okay with that last part. Yeah, like if we are aware of where all the fun stuff comes from, it's like, generally speaking, our imagination, and like when we connect with nature and like things that feel kind of wordless and more vast than language, then that's like the source of like good things coming in and kind of filling us up again, and inspiration to move forward and clues onto like what's the next step. Yeah. So don't let your thoughts like press the pause button on your life. Because like I guess you could see it like these kind of 80s lines. Are kind of like too much structure in the space of inspiration. So be careful that you're not like delineating too much, like, oh, this, like defining things, like, oh, this is that, and he's this way, and like, I have to do this, and whatever. Like, you have to always be in this kind of vibe of like receiving the beauty. Like, every day there's like a new message, new feeling, and you have to be like open to that, to keep evolving and like going with the flow and being able to deal with like each new day as it, because every day is different, you know. Instead of like holding tight to like old things just happened, because sometimes when we hold on like like, and we don't let anything flow, then people get mad at us and like they don't want to hang out with you anymore. And you're like, why? I'm so great. It's like, well, you're only so great when you're connected with source, because source is so great. Otherwise, you're a controlling human being, right? So try to be like, if you want to feel great about yourself, then you really have to connect with the greatest energy of all, instead of being like all structured about like trying to categorize all the beauty in your life and like allow for people to have their own timing. And it's your job to keep that connection so that you're always like humming with like so much beauty and inspiration and stuff, so that you have more than you need, that it like flows over to other people and then they want to hang out with you because that feeling is awesome. Yes, you may ask a question. Okay, the next card is seeking approval of others hinders my joyousness. Yeah, like seeking approval from humans is like trying to jam like your dreams into someone else's kind of like filtered life. Like it, like people see people see things through their own like experience filters, And so when you, no matter what you present, it's like whether you're talking about like a steak dinner or how you're going to decorate your Christmas tree, like someone's going to have something to say about it that isn't positive. Like, so like the big decisions in life are your homework with a source energy or like God, however you want to describe that, like everything that is, everything that connects us. Yeah, so it's like, just don't do that. Like, people are great. They're wonderful to hang out with. It's wonderful being like together and working together and stuff. But if you're always just like putting your heart on the line and just saying like, what would you do with this? Or I don't know, it's like you have to be like the leader of that. It's like, I love myself. I'm going through life like respecting myself and my dreams, and you can join me if you like. And I'm not gonna like ask you if it's okay to be awesome. I'm not gonna ask you if it's okay to upgrade myself or like have a, like from one day to the next, like radically better view of myself and my potential. Like that's my business. Like, so that can squish your joyousness if you like, if you put your joy out there for people to examine and take apart, So it's like people are great. They have their purpose, right? But there's also connecting with a source that has a huge purpose in your life too, which is like an unending flow of like restorative, inspirational, intelligent, like healing, energy, all the time. So it's like if you're not connecting with that and you're relying on people to like high five you all the time, it's like that's gonna be a frustrating exercise. So okay, I'll think about your question about Oliver while I read a couple more cards. So, okay, and then we have write. So even if you're not a writer, it's kind of cool to like write down your feelings or how far you've come or what you would like, and then like look at it and go like, is that really what I would like? Or fine tune that. And if you don't want anyone to find it, then you can like rip it up and throw it out after you've written it, and that it's still kind of like those words sort of still stay in the universe as something that you wrote down, so you don't have to stress about that. You don't have to like frame it whatever, you don't have to put it on a t-shirt. So but it's important to like respect yourself in the sense of like, I have my own individual thoughts that matter that nobody else has, and I'm creating my own reality with my words and my intentions. So get into the habit of that. For some reason I get like, you can text yourself like some messages like that, like loving supportive comments or just like inspirational things. Like so that you're accumulating like your world, because otherwise you're just like going through the world like experiencing what other people, my hair is going crazy, what other people created, and then sitting in judgment of those, when instead you could just be like creating your own world and letting people be, you know. And that's like a little bit more fun way to act. Okay. That's nice. It's nice you're writing songs. That's great. That's great that you're being kind to yourself. Okay, and then we have flow of prosperity. So you can see how like this figure, Lakshmi, is standing on like a lotus flower. So presumably like things are kind of like not that great around her. Like, you know how lotus flowers like grow in kind of stagnant water that doesn't look that great. But then this incredible beauty emerges from it. So that's like coming from faith and a bit of like wait time for this flower to like go through all like from the bottom of the pond to the surface and then open and greet the sun, you know. So she's surrounded by like all these sort of celestial energies and stuff. So kind of like the only way that's gonna make you become this is having faith, connecting with like the beautiful energies of the universe, and just being so like in the zone with that, that's the reflection you give like in real life, like you're living heaven on earth. So yeah, it's like write your existence into reality. And also like your reality is so connected to source energy that you're bringing like incredible beauty and confidence into your world, which is really nice. Okay, I'll think about that for Oliver's. Well, when I think about this Oliver person, he seems to be kind of just growing up and learning about himself. I don't feel like he's like super capable of a lot of like focus, like relationship focus right now, and that doesn't make him a bad person. That doesn't make you unlovable. It's just like where the stage he's at, you know. And we live in a world that isn't like crazy supportive of people refining like what they want in love and like going for it. And it's not like the olden days where at 14 you knew who you were going to marry and at 16 you married them, you know. Like, so it's more like a buffet kind of thing. And that's not necessarily like on to the benefit of people necessarily, because then it scatters their focus, and then maybe they have in the rest of their life like lack of focus and stuff because they're not used to just going like, I want this. I mean, but I feel like at the moment, really enjoy like loving yourself up, like completely being like everything that you wish this guy Oliver could be for you. Like, be that for yourself, and then he'll kind of see like how your life goes and how he can fit in and how positive it is, and like it's like, oh, okay, I can, you know, I see how she lives and like it seems really positive and I can fit myself into that picture, because maybe he hasn't like focused on what his picture of life would be. So I feel like if you do that kind of self-love stuff for 2 months and like keep a nice communication with him, he'll kind of like see the potential. But if you're putting all the weight on him to like create some kind of world, he'll get nervous and back away further because he doesn't really have it figured out. So I guess I'm sort of saying you take the lead. You're not taking the lead by saying like, do this. You're showing by example how to like live and how to like include love in your life, and how you don't need him to like be your brain also. Like you're capable of creating like beauty and manifesting your dreams into reality all on your own, so that he doesn't have like extra work to do. He already has enough work like trying to be himself. So don't be into, I feel like he's a good person, and it's not about like a bunch of other people on the outside necessarily. Like it's more about just embracing your own like dignity and power, and letting people observe that in a gentle way without pressure. Sorry, my cat scratching cardboard. If you hear that. Yeah, so I would just say like do what you can the next 2 months to like love yourself the way you wish other people would, in terms of like acceptance and nurturing and like kind gestures and, you know, supporting your dreams and whatever. And then it'll be like irresistible for people to be around that and make like relationships with whoever is awesome happen. Okay. Good. Okay. Glad you like that. And okay, I'm moving on. So then we have these cards. I don't know, like this deck always. Well, anyway, we have the Fool energy, and we have the Knight of Swords. It's kind of a cool card. Yeah, I have to look this one up, what like number 9 is, because it's really like with this deck, it's not always that clear. Or I could just look at it psychically and tell you what I think. Maybe that's easier. But we have like, it's possible, like I was saying at the beginning of the reading, like I feel like someone has kind of mixed feelings, like even with the question about Simon, like it's kind of like that, like they're on the fence, like in their own brain. So they may like want to come forward and start fresh, but they're gonna do it in this slightly obnoxious way, where it's like, you know, it's like the Knight of Swords, so it's like a message that comes quickly and kind of like abruptly, in a not like the most mature fashion. Nonetheless, it's still like a message of love if you like don't shoot the messenger, as it were. So there is like this feeling of I do want something, but I'm still clumsy with my words, how I go about it. And I feel like with this card, it's kind of, they're getting lost in their own thoughts, and it's taking more time than you thought or they thought, you know, and maybe they can blame like quarantine or whatever on why that's taking place. But it's, you know, it's not like a natural experience being quarantined. And that's why people get frustrated, because they have like a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of wanting to interact and build and whatever. So it's like kind of lulling them to sleep, to be like constantly going around this snail circle. And it's their vision of themselves might be like diminished, but actually like they have all this potential. So they're kind of losing sight of their potential, yet they want to move forward awkwardly into something new. So yeah, it's like that energy I was picking up at the beginning, being like neither here nor there. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, but it's upside down. So maybe like a couple days ago they were ready to offer something solid, but now they're like nervous. Oh, should I? And it's like, whether they don't know or they do, like still it's this energy that's present of offering something solid, and it's just kind of fluctuating from day to day, like whether they're gonna do it. And anyway, it's like, I don't know if you want just like a a screen fish as a president when you're looking so good, you know? It's like, and maybe he could like get off of his horse and offer it instead of be like doing a ride by gifting. And you look like a bit surprised, like, you know, he could like settle down a bit, get off of his horse, and like take it a little more seriously, I feel. So it kind of almost, it's kind of the same difference. It feels like, but I do feel like because this horse is like really has a lot of intention deep down, like in his soul, he really does, like the horse is like directly looking at the woman and turning towards her. So I feel like deep down, like he is trying to establish something. He's just doing it like super awkwardly. Just like oh yeah, we have the Fool energy again. So yeah, we have the Fool, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles again. Oh my gosh. We had, okay. So there is that back and forth energy of like, and will I give this gift? Like here right now it's like yes. And then this is like this sort of doubting same energy. But because they come from different decks, like, and I pick up different things from the drawings and stuff, this one feels more like I was saying, like about the subconscious, and you're a bit fearful. Like if you did get this offer, you might be like, what? You know, like just how she's like, what are you talking about? I was like happy doing my thing, being awesome. And you're kind of interrupting that by like showing me this fish. You know? And you're kind of like not quite sure whether you want to take that from him or not. Whereas this Knight of Pentacles is more formal and like, I am giving you this solid offer, and I stopped my horse and look at me and how much care I put into this. So maybe it's like up to you to just calm down so that you can accept this, like, so that you know how like sometimes life happens, like you're just like walking down the street and then you see like some stranger like needs your help and no one else is really helping them. You have to like stop what you're doing to do that, like, and maybe you're in a hurry or you're like not used to like stopping your narrative to like help somebody else. But oftentimes when we do that, it's like life-changing and positive. And like when you fall in love with someone, it is like an interruption of your regular programming. So maybe get into that zone where you're not going to resist like something like this happening. It's like, yeah, you're busy being awesome, but like maybe stop walking and like look at what is going on for a second. And maybe you can see that it is actually like a really solid offer. Okay. And then we have the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and upside down Temperance. These cards are cool, so I'll let you look at them. So it's like, I kind of feel like, you see how she's has this like funny expression. It's like being shy a bit, yet she's so powerful. So you brought your game up to the point where like everybody knows it, and you're kind of aware of the fact that not everybody's doing what you're doing, and you're like, which is cute. But just get used to it. Just get used to being awesome, because like one of these cards is Temperance, but it's upside down. So it's showing like you're not feeling comfortable balancing all these new powers that you're dealing with. So you're having like your doubts about like, can I balance I'm feeling unbalanced. But when you level up, you have to like adjust. It's like when you're climbing Mount Everest, like all of us do, like whatever. Like, but if you've ever like, been on a plane or walked up a high hill, your ears kind of pop and stuff, or like there's less oxygen, whatever. And you need to just like take that time to adjust and like balance the energy so you're comfortable in that space. Or like, let's say people recognize you for doing something, publicly that's positive, and you have more eyes on you. You have to kind of adapt to being that visible person. Yeah, so it's like, try not to feel too awkward about that. Just go like, yeah, what does it feel like to be more powerful and like on board with myself? Let me just take a moment to balance that energy with like the rest of my life and be comfortable being awesome. Mixing these like incredibly powerful energies together and like allowing myself to shine this much, allowing my passion space in my life where people are aware that like that's what I'm doing. Because otherwise you'll just like go back to what you were, reject all that like goodness that can come in. Like, you're supposed to up level, so don't fight it and don't feel awkward. It's like, when you think about it, you were this person, you were this powerful when you were born. And it was just like a matter of like different situations that came up in your life where people casted doubt on you or blocked you or, told you you're, limited for whatever reason, socially, financially, whatever. But we're all like born kind of kings and queens and connected to source like to the same degree. So all that stuff is like a load. And it's not about like seeking something outside of you. It's about reclaiming what you already are. And so don't feel uncomfortable being awesome and shining. Don't feel uncomfortable working with like powerful energies within you and within the universe to like experience what the universe is trying to show you in your mind and your heart. And then it's your job to go like, I see that, I feel that, that's me, and I'm proceeding confidently, and I like yield to that reality, like that is me, and then just like let life deal with it, even if it feels a bit strong for everybody. It's like, too bad, like, some people don't like it when you glow up because they feel like you're making them look bad, but that's just their perception of it. You wouldn't, because you're a good person, you wouldn't feel that way about other people succeeding. So you don't need to give a lot of credit to people's jealousy or fears, because it's like, maybe they'll just get over that. Now we have the Knight of Cups, which is great because it's like, either you're getting multiple offers from someone like really heart-based and someone really solid, or it's like a combined kind of energy. It's like, I love you and I want something solid. So these energies are coming into your life, but like because we had the Knight of Swords earlier, I think. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of like people cards here. Just a second, just want to look. There's a lot of like confidence in like the masculine energy, which it could be in any gender. If you're ready to offer something solid, then it's like you're also ready to receive all that stuff, which is great. it feels like the energy can fluctuate between like feeling solid and feeling like more flirtatious. You know, it's like I was saying before, like don't shoot the messenger. Don't be like, why are you bothering me with this fish? You know, it's like the fact that they showed up at all, like in like I don't know, like I find with guys, in my experience, like if they bother to show up, that's significant, even if they do so in an awkward way. Because it's pretty easy from what I can tell, like guys to just retreat. So yeah, it's like more on you to just balance your own energies and just keep being awesome and keep circulating like universal energy and like all that inspiration within yourself. You know, stand in your power and enjoy your life. Okay, without being too judgy. Okay, yeah, because like right now it feels like there's a lot of like intertwining energies of like different people wanting different things, wanting you to go down different paths with them, or they're saying like, oh, I'm actually doing this other thing, like don't I'm here but it's not that serious because I've got all this other stuff tying me up in life, whatever. But in the end it's like you're both in this picture. It looks like there's an ex who's like super sad too, who got broken up with, but it's like you're in conversation, it looks like, with your partner, and it looks a bit busy, but it's like all that stuff will sort itself out. You can put a lot of this stuff in God's hands and say like, I don't have the time and the energy to sort all these details out. I put them all in the hands of Source to like find the perfect solution. Meanwhile, I'm going to do my work by connecting with the universe and allowing like good things to come in. And I'm not going to be super fixated on an outcome. Like in this first card, like I'm not going to be rigid about it. It has to be this exact way. Like love has to come to me in these exact ways. It's like, I don't think so. Like there's a lot of surprise and humor in how the universe communicates with us, because there's like a brand new beginning in love happening right now, and the danger is to be like focusing on what didn't work out in the past, because then you're not seeing like how things are working. So try not to carry the past into today. It's like it's on you. Like there's certain jobs you have to do. You have your normal job, but your other part-time job is like being awesome, and that means leaving everything, like closing the door to yesterday and just being like, thank you, I learned a lot. What, how do you want to like make me happy and inspired today, universe? I'm excited to find out. Like you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like leave some empty space there for creation to come in, instead of like feeling like you have it all figured out in a controlling way. Okay. Because right now there's a choice, but it's like it means like not being so rigid and like using your intuition to make that choice. Working with the unseen, like with the moon in the background. And it's kind of like, the feeling I get is that this figure will lay these swords down and just be herself. You know what I mean? Like it's not your job to like carry the weight of other people's sorry, like French sometimes takes over my brain, but this is an English reading. But I feel like, yeah, like she just wants to go like, you know what, I don't have to choose between A and B. I'm choosing me, and whoever wants to be like awesome in my life can join me. So I'm gonna lay these swords down and take off my blindfold and walk through life. But in order to get there, you have to kind of feel what these choices are and connect with your intuition to get to that strong point. Because I feel like, yeah, and also this is really relationshipy energy too, where like the masculine is going to, regardless of like what happened before and who was trying to stop you, it's like if you picture this boat, like you guys got on the boat to like go forth into your loving relationship, and then people were throwing swords at the boat to try to sink it, like don't leave, like I need you, like I don't want you to see a future without me, like I'm blocking your view and stuff, and all these rough waters are trying to like rock the boat. But he seems pretty intent on like, we're doing this, like we're getting out of here with like what our basic stuff, and I'm not gonna let the fact that people tried to stop me like get in my way, which is very romantic. I like that. Oh, that's sweet. I hope you're having a nice holiday too. And that's really sweet. Thank you. Then we have the Empress upside down. But it's like the Empress is here regardless. Like, don't freak out like when things are upside down, please. It just means that like there's this hesitance of like fully being like wearing your celestial crown, fully being at home on Earth. Like right now, sorry for my nail polish. I always forget, like you guys see stuff like super up close. Okay. So it's like she could be playing music from the heart with this instrument and sitting on her throne. Like we all have to kind of like get comfortable with like how things are right now. Just like we weren't carrying yesterday into today, like we need to just go like what miracles are coming forth today, like miracles of communication, opportunity, like wonderful surprises. Like you don't have to like hyper plan and like you don't have to make like dream boards and stuff of like each coming day. Like it's not meant to be work. It's meant to feel like I am so connected with the universe that we're like playmates together, holding hands through life, like skipping in the sunlight. And we know like with our strong faith that like we're like life is good, essentially. And then that kind of vibe attracts these good situations, and because you're open to receiving, you know, things are going to be awesome. And it's like no matter what's going on in the world, so you have to like right now you don't feel comfortable in the world, but like you could if you just go like, you know, the earth is beautiful, it has a consciousness, like I'm a child of God, like I'm a child of the earth, I wear the crown of like all the celestial beauty, and I'm comfortable being here, and it's on me to like own it, you know? Because like you can be a child and kind of just know this stuff intuitively until people like get up in your face and they're like, you're not, you know, awesome. It's like, and then that can like turn your mind away from it. We have to kind of relearn to go back there. You know how like babies have like perfect posture? Like once they start sitting up, they're just like, they're not like slouching and stuff. It's kind of like that thing. It's just get back into that where it's like, but I'm a baby. Like I have perfect posture and like life is good, and I'm still having like dreams from the other side, and you know, going up to your parents saying like, I saw this, or I was talking to grandma last night or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's still you. Just don't let people rain on your parade. And they don't mean to like actually tear you down. They're just reflecting where they're at. And you can just be like, oh, okay. Like, you don't have to say it back to them like, oh, that's too bad you feel that way, or what, it's too bad they don't feel like focusing on how awesome and beautiful you are at that moment. Like, because some people would see that immediately and want to just riff on it. So yeah, just be like, okay, that's where you're at. That's cool. Like, meanwhile, I'm gonna have my awesome life. Like, whatever. Okay. We have like these last few cards from the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I guess it's a bit early for this deck, but yeah, it's still before noon here. But here we go. So we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so the masculine energy is like really just noticing you and going like, okay, like this is pretty interesting. And like the feminine energy can be in either gender, but just like that part of you is really like sexy, alluring, like noticeable, like your energy and your fire for life is really palpable and attractive. And then we have like a whole bunch of upside down cards. It's possible I should go through my decks and like make everything upright again. But just for fun, I'm going to read these ones upside down. So we have the Nine of Pentacles upside down. So maybe before, like the masculine was being kind of greedy and just wanting a little piece of everybody, but now they're like okay with not doing that, which is good. And then we have the World. Yeah, again, it's like this feeling of like overindulgence, kind of wanting it all, and like if people are together but they feel kind of disconnected in this card, just so you look at it. It's possible there were like new beginnings and just like indulging kind of like to the max. Yeah, but it's like right now things are kind of like more motionless, where you're like, okay, what do I really want? Then we have Justice, which is upside down. So in this case, it's like spirits coming in and like fixing everything by force, kind of. And you know how like when you're broken up with or you break up with someone, like they might feel a sense, or you might feel a sense of injustice, like, how could you do that, or how could you say it that way, or whatever. So like people can maybe be having their feelings hurt right now because like in order to go to the right path, you're like breaking up with people and people are pissed off and throwing knives at you, like where you want to go next. So they're feeling a sense of injustice, but I don't feel that like justice isn't happening. Let's see. And then we have the Chariot. It's kind of a strange depiction. Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't know, he's got this whip and she looks like Sora from like wasn't being like, I guess people are into that, but anyhow, it's kind of, when I look at this card, it's more like he's sort of indulging his stuff and then moving on with his oxen, I guess. But yeah, it's like, I don't know if I'd want to hang out with that guy. So yeah, so maybe that like running around energy is like also ending. You're not really dealing with people who are like just here for the night or something. And we have the Four of Pentacles upside down. And you see how he's kind of obsessing over her. You can ask a question if you want, Janani. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, so also maybe you're not being like really controlling right now or obsessing, which is nice. It's good to like let go. And then also, yeah, like before we had temperance upside down, so it's like twice we have it upside down. So maybe you're having some issues with like balancing your energies. And in this case, I feel like she's, like she's looking good and stuff, but she doesn't feel totally at ease being that person yet. So it's just like take some time to like practice that, like blending your passions with your purpose, and like allowing yourself to level up. And then we have the Sun, which is a great card. In this case, I feel like the couple is a bit shy, like they're really happy to be together, but they're a bit shy. So when it's upside down, maybe they're like, I feel like when I look at the card, like remembering good moments with you, perhaps this is someone who's like coming back from the past or like took a pause and is thinking about you and wants to come back in your life because they remember all these good times that they don't have access to like at the moment. Yeah, and in this card, the Eight of Pentacles, like you put a lot of work into a relationship, but like this is the relationship you're leaving because the partner, the feminine in this case, was disinterested and looking at other options and wasn't taking your overtures seriously. So that's like on its way out. Yeah, you can ask a question if you like. Okay. Then the Seven of Wands is also upside down. We just have a few more cards left. I feel like in this case, like that kind of manipulative energy and like kind of hiding the fact that they might have like other interests, other conversations going is like also on the way out, which is nice. And then we have the Three of Cups. So it's like that kind of indulging feeling is like also on pause. So they're not just like running after like whoever right now. And it might be like the quarantine working in people's favor in that regard by like social distance, like making sure that doesn't happen right now. So everybody has more time to think and like balance themselves. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. He looks really manipulative. Oh my gosh, like look at his expression. It's like, do you want to come over for some wine and Netflix kind of guy? It's like, maybe let's just be friends first. So I can figure out if you're a nutcase, like this guy looks like. But it's upside down, so maybe he's like finished with having these like dates just for the purpose of having this experience. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know if I'd go on a date where like he wants to cuddle and eat sausages. But maybe that's like what some people like, I don't know. But anyhow, is she wearing them like as a bracelet too? Like what's going on? Okay, but yeah, but because this card was upside down too, like I get, again, like if there was a relationship that was going on that was like not satisfying and have, that they put a lot of energy into that wasn't satisfying, that's on its way out. So, I mean, okay, I'm just gonna kind of like look over the cards again just to sort of see. Yeah, so like right, what I was saying at the beginning, like there's this kind of moment of pause right now where you're just trying to like get settled in your energies before moving forward to something like you totally want. And you have to like stop feeling burdened by like all the choices in the world and just drop them and just be like, okay, I'm just going to be me, and the most appropriate thing will be clear. And I'm going to move on even if it like breaks some hearts, because I know like who I am now and I know what I want. And like, yeah, people are going to be pissed off, but they're at the best of times, people get mad over like little stuff anyway. So it's like, what do you expect? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to see if you guys actually wrote a quote. Okay. Will my boxing career be successful financially? Okay. Let me think about that first. Just read your name again. Okay. Let's like think about that. Are you also like a good teacher? Because like sometimes we don't have to take things to like the top level of a sport to benefit from it, or to like because maybe you're really good at inspiring others and showing them like perfect technique, and you could still do well in some matches and stuff. But I feel like that involves a lot of like, you know how people imagine the fight like beforehand, like rehearse mentally ahead of time, and also connecting with source to like allow that inspiration of like what to do next to come in. Like I know one time I was playing, like I live in Montreal, Canada, and at one time I was on this like street hockey, like co-ed street hockey league, and some of the guys had been playing hockey like their whole lives and were very like weekend warrior about it, like very intense. And I was playing defense and stuff, and I don't like I sort of know the game, but I don't know it like in my bones, you know. But I am good with my intuition, so sometimes I was like, I'm just gonna like let my intuition tell me where to be, and I know the ball's gonna come to me, and it would work. And first, people be these guys would be screaming at me from the side, like, "Why are you there?" Like, you know. But then the ball would come to me, and I'd just be like, you know, stop it and whatever. And it was kind of like it just showed that like intuition was able to help me like be in the right place at the right time. So I feel like if you really meditate well and receive like source energy just in a really general fashion, if you do that enough times, you'll kind of like be able to decipher it better as in an informational kind of way instead of just like a random feeling. And also, if you picture yourself doing well in the fight, then and you don't really accept any other scenario in your mind, then all your actions and stuff will kind of line up with that, and you'll do better. I feel like in your boxing career, it's not enough just to like make friends with people. And I mean, of course, like training is important, but like this type of mental and intuition training is also very important and gives you that like little extra inspirational edge. Like this one time, I was assisting somebody who's working for the UFC, and I was right like next to the cage, and it was the first time I'd seen a fight like that. It was pretty alarming at first, but I was just like sending like Reiki energy to like the stadium and like the fighters and stuff. And I mean, you could say that's maybe interfering, but like in a positive way. And so I was kind of praying for like a peaceful and quick outcome, and because I didn't want to see someone like get hurt so much. And then that guy knocked him out like in like the first 9 seconds, and everyone was really pissed because they wanted to see like a long fight. But I was just like, yes. and and then when he was interviewed right after, he's like, I just had this picture come into my mind of what to do, and I just did it. So that's like somebody working well with intuition, like in the moment, like what move to do and during the fight and stuff. So if you're open to receiving messages like that and you're in the habit of it, then you're more likely to like believe it and have it help you. I also feel like aside from doing well in fights in that regard, you also maybe should make some time, like maybe for like mentor, because that like builds up this like really positive energy too. So wait, yeah, like you can what I was saying is like you can do what I just mentioned, like in the setting of being a professional boxer, but I would give some of your time back to mentoring or inspiring kids, like a little bit of your time, and then also using those techniques of like working with your intuition and visualizing in order to have like a good outcome, because that message is pretty strong. So I feel like that's going to be your edge, because like many people can be the same amount strong or know the same techniques and stuff, but the edge that you'll have is like the visualization and the faith in your intuition that it's correct, and to like follow it. And maybe during some practice fights, maybe work with that and see how it works for you, like just going from your intuition what to do and feeling like the universe is your best friend and wants you to succeed. So I hope that works out for you, and good luck. And I hope that career brings you a lot of joy and opportunity. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll sometimes I take Sunday off, but I may do a reading tomorrow, but for sure Monday. All right, take care. Bye.